Hello guys, my name is Shady. I started playing League of Legends in Season 3. I ended up in Platinum 1, Season 4 I was Diamond, and still I am. Since very beginnings of my League of Legends story, I like top lane a lot. To that extent, that has become my main role so far. Today, we'll take an in-depth look at one of my favorite champions, Irelia. Irelia is a strong top lane bruiser with various damage sources. She's dealing a magical, physical, and true damage as well. Her spell kit is also very comprehensive and one of the best in League of Legends, as it has got all that's needed within it. Now, let's talk about her spells. Aurelia's passive ability, Ionian Fervor, is extremely strong as it reduces the duration of all crowd control abilities, depending on how many enemy champions surround Aurelia, successively by 10 for one champion, 24 for two champions, and 40 for three champions and more. In combination with Mercury Threats or Zephyr, it provides you a tremendous 75% tenacity in late game fights. Her Q, Blade Surge, is a dash ability, dealing physical damage and applying on-hit effects. If it kills the target, Blade Surge's cooldown refreshes and it refends 35 mana. Blade Surge can be used to efficiently farm minions on the tower and can also be used as a free gap closer if used on low health points targets. Learning a proper way to use your Q will lift your Irelia skills by far. Aurelia's W, Hidden Style, is certainly her most recognizable spell. It consists of both passive and active parts. Passively, W is restoring Aurelia's health points each time she uses her basic attacks. Meanwhile, activating your W will make Aurelia's basic attacks deal additional true damage for 6 seconds, and it will also double the force of your W's passive. It's a really strong laning tool which provides you with a lot of sustain and damage, but as all other Irelia spells has to be used wisely due to long cooldown. Her E, Equilibrium Strike, is dealing a magical damage and slowing the target by 60% for the duration. If the target has a higher health percentage than Irelia, she stuns the target for the same duration instead. It's a very potent crowd control ability that can be used either to chase or to escape your enemies. In combination with your W, it allows you to burst your enemies very fast. Aurelia's ultimate ability, Transcendent Blades, is an active ability that makes Aurelia summon Spirit Blades and fires one in a line towards the cursor, dealing physical damage to enemies it passes through. Aurelia is healed for 25% of the damage dealt to champions, and 10% of the damage dealt to minions and monsters. Within the next 15 seconds, it can be used up to 3 more times at no cost. Transcendent Blades is a very strong tool for reversing a result of mid-game skirmishes, and is also a really great ability for teamfights. It also procs your Shin, so you always want to split your R with basic attacks. You maximize your W first for high damage and high sustain, unless you're losing a lane and feel like you can't kill your enemy. Then you can max E first for disengages. It's worth to mention that levels 4, 7 and 8 are Aurelia's strongest ones if you are maximizing your W, so keep in mind that at these levels you are a real threat to your lane rival. Even though Aurelia's early game is her weakest point in the game, it's not really that poor in comparison with other top laners. Nonetheless, pre-6 you want to focus on farming and not getting behind in lane. Your main combo on Irelia is Q to low health minion that is nearby your opponent to save a dash. Then you want to stun your enemy and turn on your W. That's good to split casting spells with your Shin passive to deal the maximum amount of damage. Your arrow works perfectly well with Shin, so you can use it if you need a lot of additional burst. Then, if your enemy flashes or dashes away, you have your Q to chase him down. This way, you should kill your enemies 99% of times, at level 6, 7, 8, if your enemy has no lead over you. Mid game you can either split push top lane or roam and help your team win team fights and secure dragons. It depends on how the game is going. If your team has a lead, then you should probably roam and enlarge this advantage. However, if your team is not doing that good, you can split push top lane very efficiently due to Aurelia's high tenacity and 1v2 skirmish potential. No matter what you decide to do, mid game is your strongest point throughout the game, so try to exploit it and get your team a huge advantage. Late game is a time when everyone catches up in items, so that Irelia, who has no late game scaling tools, falls off a little, but is still definitely enough to eliminate hostile AP and AD carries. So yet you have to choose what's better, killing enemy carries or defending yours. You have to consider whether your team has got other champions to fulfill a defender role or not. and also if the enemy team has got strong assassins, for example, Rengar or Zed. So to sum up, if allied carriers are highly exposed for a threat, then you should focus on defending them, but if they are fine, then you want to pay attention to killing the enemies. So in a brief summary, that's all about mechanics. Now let's take a look at runes, masteries and item builds. So for reds, I take 9 attack damage, for yellows 9 health per level, blues 9 magic credits per level, and queens 2 attack speed and 1 fat armor. These are in my opinion the best runes for Irelia, which I used for quite a while so far. There are of course different options, but once again, these are in my opinion the best. For masteries, I like the offensive 2193 a lot more than 921, just because it provides you all that AD and armor penetration that you won't get from the items you build, while I feel like 21.9 gives just enough defense and more is unnecessary. I would suggest you to start Flask plus 3 pots. It gives you a lot of sustain, and due to decent basic stats of Irelia is a really great choice. It also allows you to do level 1 camp, which I assume to be wolves. Doran's shield and cloth armor plus 5 pots are also viable options if you want to focus on playing passively against an early game bully such as Pantheon or Renekton. On my first recall, I like to cap 2 Doran's blades and shoes to get a huge advantage early on. Nonetheless, your core item is Shin followed up by Trinity Force and you want to get them as soon as possible. Then you can go for a Blade of Ruin King, Gold Blade or Witsend, which are all very good offensive options. Meanwhile, strong defensive items are Spirit Visage, Random Soulman, Frozen Heart, Guardian Angel. And if you are facing a high boost champion like Annie or Riven, then Warmox is also a fine buy. If game gets really long, you can also swap your shoes with Zephyr, as it gives you so many amazing stats including tenacity and movement speed. Besides it all, there are many other reasonable items to buy, because Irelia is a really versatile champion and benefits from many various statistics, so always think what you currently need. Nevertheless, a Trinity Force is always a core item on Irelia, don't forget about it. As you can see, Irelia is a very strong champion with an amazing spell kit, carry potential, and furthermore, what I can tell from my personal experience, she's really fun to play, and I recommend you all to at least give her a try. I'm certain that you won't regret it. That's all for today. Thank you all for watching. If you like this brief champion guide and you feel like it helped you a bit, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next episode and have a magnificent day.